Jim, obviously, the alternative things you guys are doing with this camp, I don't know if that's your idea or Jed's idea, but just kind of the soccer and baseball and stuff. I mean, you see those as things, just alternatives to the quarterback thing, or do they help the development?
It's in the name of Bill Walsh. Spent time with Bill Walsh before he passed away when I was at my first year at Stanford. And I happened to ask him one day, I said, what do you look for in a quarterback? And he said, athletic instincts. I said, well, explain that to me. What does that mean? He goes, well, it means he's the best athlete in the entire high school. It means that he could go make the basketball team, at least be the sixth man. He could make the soccer team. He can swim. He can field balls from center field. He can be a shortstop. Probably pitches on the baseball team, and just even if he didn't even play the sport, he's a good enough athlete to where he could go make the team, and that just always really resonated to me. And you just want to pick some of that up here in the camp, see how they operate, and taking athletic reps, whatever they are. And there are some youngsters that aren't playing multiple sports as much as they used to, so you don't get to see it as much as you used to. So you like to test it, and I think it's fun for the fellas to just know there's a lot of athletic reps that you can take. You can climb a tree, and that's about as good an athletic rep as you can get in terms of balance and strength and core and planning out what your next move is. So that's why we're doing it.
That's what you're showing David Long when you climb the tree, right?
I was showing his brother and sister, his twin brother and sister, the value of climbing a tree.
What's the reaction that you get from the players and the kids out here when you switch it up like that? Do they enjoy it? Do they listen up? Or?
Yeah, I think they're interested in it, and then they can see. Anybody can tell, right? I mean, okay, there's a guy going. He's fielding a ball. He's catching a fly ball. Just the spatial awareness of where it is, and you got to pick up a grounder and make a throw. You can tell. I mean, anybody can look at it and say, okay, that was good. That was better. That was best. So I think they kind of opens their thinking maybe a little bit that it's not playing the quarterback position isn't just a 5-step drop, a 3-step drop, a 7-step drop, and the grip and the mechanics of throwing. There's a lot that goes into playing that position that really dictates that you be a tremendous athlete.
When you put them in that situation, I'm assuming it's not just an athletic thing. Are you looking at how they mentally handle those types of? You're throwing something new at them, how they mentally adjust to that sort of stuff. Is that something you look at as well, or when you do different drills with them?
No, I mean, I suppose if a guy was, but I don't think you're going to find it with the at the quarterback position that somebody's going to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to look bad. Or I mean, most quarterbacks want to compete. They're used to being in the center of the stage. And they want to have a chance to see how they stack up. So, went through every quarterback that was in the camp there, and not one guy shied away or didn't take a rep. And so that's if there was something to evaluate, you'd look at that, but you didn't see one guy do that, and you wouldn't expect it.
If I remember right, last year Brandon Peters won.
Yeah.
And you couldn't talk about it then, so I guess looking back now, does that say anything about the evaluation process that your commit won at this camp that you put together? Like, does that say anything for, evaluations or him?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, sure it does. I mean, that kind of position, the quarterback position. I mean, now you look for this in other players, but when you look at the quarterback position, you're looking at the guy who wants and gets the best grades, who wins the most awards, and excels at sports. And that it's really critical at the quarterback position that's the type of competitor and mindset that he has. That he comes out here and it's a football camp, A4. He wants to win it. He wants to place first. If he doesn't place first, he wants to place second. Or not second, he wants to be third. If he finished 40th the year before, then he wants to get up in the 20s. That's the kind of guy. That's the kind of mindset that you're looking for at that position.
Jim, you've been doing this since what, the end of May. Going. Planes, trains, automobiles. We know you love football. We know you love teaching football.
Is it obvious?
What's been
Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged.
How do you kind of maintain your energy and just keep going? Because some coaches would be dragging at this point. Some people would be dragging at this point. But what keeps you sustained through all this?
You're doing what you love. I think if somebody didn't want to be doing this or was dragging at this point, then you'd recommend to them that they pick the wrong profession. No, it's exactly the opposite. It's just inspiring. It's you get the inspiration and the energy from these youngsters that are living their dream and having at it, and the chance to compete. That's a daily need. So it's been created. It's been created in the month of June. We get to see it every single day, and so the competitive action, is going on, and we get to take part of it and feel like we're drawing the long straw to be involved in it.
The Big Ten coaches had a call last week where they talked about camps a little bit. And what was the general consensus after everyone kind of got to see what they were like?
I wasn't on that call.
Oh, okay.
I was making a flight at that time, so.
Okay. You didn't get the cliff notes from it or anything like that?
No, haven't had time to get the cliff notes yet.
Whose idea was the big man camp, and would you like to see going forward having different position camps here?
Yes, I think I think it's incredible. I'm learning things just here. You think of yourself. I think I know a lot about the position and coaching and teaching quarterbacks, but I'm learning 3, 4, 5 things today. Better adds to drills that we were doing, and so I know the young players are. And then you go over to the big man camp, and Tim Drevno is as good as it gets. And then when you see 10 NFL current players that are, Jake Long is, gives a youngster a coaching point, and then the very next time he does it exactly the way Jake told him to do it, and it's 10 times better. That's just what a wonderful thing. Very few high school players get to be around an NFL, live, genuine NFL player, and these guys are around 30 of them today. There's probably 1% of the population gets to be coached by an NFL player. So it's pretty special. I'm glad to see it. And you see the youngsters, the eyes open up, and the heart's pounding a little bit, and they got a little lather on them to get better. So it's fun to watch.
You're also giving them the NFL experience with the Wonderlic test.
Yes. Yeah.
Why Mr. That in this camp?
I don't know. Maybe we aspire to be the NFL's 33rd team. We got 30 of their players and a whole heck of a lot of coaches out here today, so it feels like it.
Do you hope that your guys on your roster are here helping out and that type of thing, that rubs off on them too? They learn from the NFL guys around?
Yeah, and it's great. And when there's something happens when you're a player and you coach and you teach, and I see it in our players that they're excited about it. They like football. They want to pass on their knowledge. They've even been competing in some of the drills. Wilton and John and Shane are out here, and Brandon doing that. It's neat. The offensive linemen over there are demonstrating, and it doesn't get any better than that when you can have somebody that's young and good doing the demonstrations. That's as good as it gets.
Coach, what's it like being a proud father, and you got to work with your dad, and now your son gets to work with you in a great program? How do you feel? Excited?
I feel, it feels great. There's nothing that I'd rather be defined than as a dad. Yeah. People define us men in a lot of ways. A doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, a construction worker, a teacher, a coach, but being called a dad is the defining moment.
Wilton mentioned that Jed calls him.
I think I'll tweet that out. I think I got a tweet there.
Mentioned that Jed hasn't taken tests every week. How have you been keeping up the team, keeping tabs on your team while you've been on this tour?
With say it again.
How have you been keeping tabs on your team while you've been on this satellite camp tour?
What did you say about Jay and Tess? I didn't get the first part.
Oh yeah, no. Wilton said that Jed calls him. Has him take tests every week.
Oh yeah. I know. I don't. I really don't keep tabs on the quarterbacks. I know how much they want it. I know how much they want to be the starting quarterback. I know that they're doing anything they can to make themselves better, and it'll show up when we roll the balls out in August that they had the months of July and June and May to get an edge on the guy they're competing with, and it's going to be healthy, fair, honest competition, and expect a lot of improvement from them where we came out of the spring, and where we came out of the spring was pretty darn good. So I know that not any of them are taking a knee. I know the urgency they have and the race that they're in, and that they feel like they're in a race. So I'm very confident they're doing everything humanly possible to put themselves in the most advantageous position to win the job. So no need to keep any tabs on them whatsoever. No need to give them a test. The test will be when they come out there on August 8th and start practicing.
So that'll be the first full day of practice. You guys, August 8th.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gonna be in that submarine again, Jim? Or you can talk to us this time.
I haven't decided yet.
Okay. Figured we'd ask early. Be prepared.
Yeah. Good.
Good. Thanks so much.